Emily, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can still hear you.
Okay. So, what is ValleyRide? ValleyRide is our new fare collection system. It's designed to make riding easier, more flexible, more affordable for our riders. It is an account-based system. And when I say account-based system, I mean you have to load value onto an account, and then that diminishes as you ride. Essentially, it's like a pay-as-you-go. So if you put $10 on your account, you are only charged for when you ride the bus, as opposed to trying to think ahead. Oh, I'm going to ride the bus 3 or 4 times. I need to buy a day pass for this, or I'm only riding twice, so I'll just get a transfer. It takes the thinking out of needing to pre-purchase specific pass types where you just load your account and it diminishes. So when I say account, riders can load their account through the Transit app or smart cards. The smart cards and transit app operate exactly the same in terms of loading and fare capping. Like I said before, each time you board the bus, fare will automatically be deducted from your account based on whatever frequency that you are riding. I'll get into specifics about fare capping, but essentially the system tracks how much the rider pays over time to ensure you'll always pay the lowest fare. Um, and that's essentially what fare capping is. It's capping your fare at a specific price based on whatever the system is set up to be. So if you see at the bottom of the screen, there's a smart card. And the second picture, that's the back of the smart card. That is a barcode. Um, and there is a card number that is on the bottom of the card. That is essentially your identifying mark for the smart card. If you see the other two to the right, the 3 hour pass and the day pass, those are what we call limited use cards. And those cards are essentially they're throwaway cards. You use them for the time that they're meant to be used, and then that's pretty much it. You throw them away. They cannot be reactivated. They cannot be reutilized after the time period has expired. So let's talk about tokens. Now, when I say tokens, tokens are how you access the system. So when I say tokens, I mean that you using a limited use card, you're using a smart card, you're using a transit app card, well, transit app in general. Uh, all of those are tokens within the system. Token is how you access the system. It's how you utilize Valerie Ride. Now, limited use cards, they're disposable. There's no account. They are not subject to fare capping. Uh, they're just throwaways. You buy a 3 hour pass for $2. You go get on the bus at 12 o'clock and you get on the bus again an hour later. You can ride as much as you want off of the limited use cards. The same with smart cards and the transit app. Those operate the same in terms of you can continue to ride. The limited use cards, though, once that time has expired, there is no reload. You need to throw that away, and you would need another valid payment of method, meaning you would need another limited use card, or you would need to pay cash when you get on the bus, or you would need a smart card or transit app. Essentially, limited use cards are very similar to the passes that you buy today when you go to one of our transportation centers and you purchase like a day pass and then you swipe. That pass is now active, is valid for the remainder of the day. Limited use cards operate exactly the same, except they don't interact with the fare boxes. They only utilize the validator itself. Then you have smart cards. Smart cards are reloadable. They are subject to fare capping. So you can load $10 and uh, get on at 12 o'clock, and that would automatically deduct $2, and you would not be charged for the next 3 hours because you have a 3 hour pass. You don't have to buy the 3 hour pass. You have fare capped at a 3 hour pass just by scanning that one time. So that means you can get on multiple buses. It eliminates the need to purchase transfers, and it's more affordable than it is for transfer because a single ride is $2. If you get on the bus and pay $2, you would only pay for that one ride. But if you have the smart card, you would automatically get a 3 hour pass and can ride as many buses as you want for that 3 hours. Si- Everything I just described for the smart cards is exactly the same for the Transit app. The difference is it's just not a physical card. It's in the app. With the Transit app, you can reload directly in the app, and it is subject to fare capping. You can see how many rides you take. You can see historical data within the Transit app. You can reload directly from the Transit app. Um, you can do everything you can do from the Transit app, you can do with the smart cards. The only difference is you can see everything in real time in the Transit app, unlike with the smart cards, where you would have to log on to Rider Portal to be able to see. I'll talk about Rider Portal a little later, but are there any questions on these three tokens: limited use cards, smart cards, and Transit app? Hearing none. All right, we'll move on. So we'll talk about reduced fare cards. Uh, Reduced fare cards or disability cards. They will be getting new cards. Reduced fare card holders essentially can swap out their existing reduced fare card for the reduced fare card that you see on the screen. It's a picture ID. It has their name on it. Um, and these reduced fare cards essentially is a smart card. Traditionally, people have the little paper cardboard uh, reduced fare card where they show that to the driver, pay $1, and they get their dollar a day pass. There is no need for that with this card because this is a smart card. You would load the money onto this card, you would tap, it would automatically only charge you at your first tap, it would charge you $1, and it would not charge the holder anymore for the remainder of the day. Um, the initial card is free, but the replacement cards are $5. And when I say initial card, meaning you've never received a Valley Ride card. Not uh, so if you have a paper reduced fare card and you come in to get a new reduced fare card, there is no fee to get that reduced fare card. That would be your initial card. Now, this card can also operate exactly like the paper reduced fare cards that we give out today. You can go to the driver, you can show them that card just like you would with the old reduced fare card, and you would pay $1, and you get your dollar a day pass. Now that does mean you have to carry two things, kind of like it is today. That is exactly what it's like if you do it that way. Or you could just load value onto your account and then it would just deduct $1 every time, each for each day that you rode, but it would not charge more than $1. The most you could pay with this card is $1 per day. Um, when you come in to get the new reduced fare card, you would need an ID. You'll need to show an ID to verify you are who you say you are. We would be taking a picture to be able to put onto the Valley Ride card. Um, but to be clear, individuals do not need to do this in a hurry. If they get this card or if they continue to use their paper cards, they still will be accepted on board buses. They can get on and pay their dollar, and it would issue them their dollar a day pass just like they do today. So there's not a rush to hurry up and do that. But by phase 2, we would like to see more people onto the Valley Ride reduced fare transit cards because there may be some changes with the fare box that may limit the ability to uh, disperse passes on board buses. So that's why we're starting it now. People don't have to do it right now, but it is very recommended for it. Any questions on reduced fare cards? All right, we're flying through this one. Okay, cool. So let's talk the Encom network. What about loading, right? If I have a smart card and I want to load my smart card, how do I do it? So there's a couple ways, but this particular way is cash. So you can load cash onto your smart cards from any of these retailers that you see displayed here. You would just go in with your smart card, show them that barcode. They would scan that barcode. A screen would pop up. You would tell them how much you wanted to put onto your card. So if it's $2, $4, $10, $100, whatever. It has to be in cash, but you would then give that to the cashier, and that would be put onto your account immediately. There is no fees for this. So if you put $2 will be on your account. And it is pretty immediate. We have been doing a lot of user testing for this. So don't worry if you go to the store and the bus is right outside and you go to the bus, the funds will be there because it is immediate for this. Um, you can also load Transit app for an income network as well. When you're in Transit app, you can choose to add funds, and will be a button there for you to say add funds at kiosk. Essentially, it would show you a barcode very similar to this, and you would give them cash and it would be on to your account. This is for those who are bankless riders where they have cash on them and they'd rather just pay cash. To be clear though, you can still pay cash on board buses. You just won't get the benefit of fare capping like you would if you use Transit app or the smart card. We are the only sellers of our products. So we sell smart cards and only we sell our limited use cards. So if you go to these locations and try to buy a smart card, you will not be able to. These are specifically for loading in cash only. So if you're in Walmart, whether you're in Whitehall or in Town, um, if you don't have a smart card with you, going to those locations to load a smart card would not be beneficial because they do not sell the smart cards. Only we do. But if you have the Transit app, you could also go in there and load as well. Any questions on Income Vanilla Direct? Okay, so let's talk about fare capping. Again, like I said before, fare capping limits how much riders pay by automatically calculating the best fare based on how often they use the bus. Essentially, is the more you ride, the more you save, right? So if you see like an example here, uh, if you ride once, $2 is deducted, you automatically get a 3 hour pass. If you ride again outside of that 3 hours, it will turn into a day pass. So the most you can spend in a day is $4, regardless of what you do. This is assuming that you're using the same medium in order to board the bus. So if you have a smart card and you're fare capping with the smart card, every time you get on a bus, you're tapping that smart card, and that is contributing to your fare cap, whether it's for the day or for the month. So that's the 3 hour pass, that's the day pass. And then you have the 31-day pass. So there's an example here. This is like a calendar month. And if someone rode uh, Monday through Saturday for 2.5 weeks, essentially they would fare cap at a 31-day pass. People get a little confused when it comes to the 31-day pass. Essentially, the system is always looking back 31 days to see if you've spent $60 in that given 31 days, and after that, it will stop charging you. Essentially, just like it shows here, from the 2nd to the 18th, they were riding almost every day, and they spent $4. So that means they were riding, outside of that 3 hour period, which they capped at a day pass. And then by the 19th, you see here, it's not charging them anything. So they're still riding as much as they normally did. The only difference is they are not being charged for these rides because it will not allow you to spend $60, more than $60 in any given 31 days. It's always looking back to see if you spent $60 in that 31-day period. To be clear, it is not a month to month system. So it's not, for the month of January or for the month of February or for the month of March. It's any given 31 days, it's rolling. So if you start riding on the 15th, um, by the first of the next month, depending on how often you ride, you could have fare capped at 31 days by then. It all depends on how often you ride. So if you choose to get a 31-day pass, say you get a 31-day pass currently in the physical form, and now you're going to switch to this. And, you know, we've seen things in other systems where some riders say that they never they never reached the 31-day pass. They never cap at the 31-day pass. And if that's the case, that means that you're not riding enough to justify needing a 31-day pass because the system would automatically cap you. That means you're not spending $60 in any given 31 days. So you didn't really need a 31-day pass. But this system prevents you from needing to guess how often you're going to ride, anything like that. It's based on how often you ride. If you ride a lot, you'll cap at a 31 day. And if not, you won't. And it'll go from there. After that 31-day period is over, it essentially starts over. So you could cap on day 30 and have the remaining rides for that one day for free. It's not giving you a limit on when you need to cap. You can cap in any given time between that 31 days. Any questions on fare capping? I'm not leaving anybody behind when I'm explaining this. Uh, it can be a little overwhelming at first, but once you see how the system works, it's actually really simple. It's a much simpler system. It's just different than the current system that we have. So let's talk about some effective dates. So effective tomorrow, the app transition will happen. So essentially, Token Transit will no longer sell passes after tonight. Any passes that are on Token Transit will still be available to be used. They just will not be able to be purchased. Now, when it comes to the Transit app, if you use the Transit app currently, essentially you'll have to link another system, not another system, another program into your wallet. You don't have to create a new account. You just have to link the new system with it. And that would allow you to load value and things like that. As far as we will be introducing smart cards will be sold at all three transportation centers in Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. Um, Smart cards are $5. They do come loaded with $2 on them. In other words, they come loaded with a 3-hour pass when you purchase them for $5. Smart cards are, again, they are reloadable, but they are, um, smart cards do, if you lose your smart cards, you do have to replace them. And there is a fee associated with that. And so that is $5 for any smart card you get. It will be $5 for you to purchase. The fare structure changes. That's what I just went over. We'll have the 3-hour pass for $2, the day pass for $4, and then we'll have the 31-day pass that you can only get through fare capping. You can no longer purchase these at the transit centers 31-day pass. They have to be through fare capping only. 10 ride passes will be eliminated. Um, I just explained what fare capping is. It will be an account-based system. It's essentially stored value. Our only app will be the transit app, while you can still have passes in the token transit app. As of September 1st, we will no longer be accepting token transit passes either. So after the switch tomorrow, token transit will be accepted, but after the end of the month, they will no longer be accepted. And this explains why we stopped doing long-term passes like the 31-day passes and the 3-pack passes that we were selling before, because we didn't want people to continuously have a long-term passes while switching to a new system. As far as passes that you can purchase on board, you can still buy day passes, you can still buy transfers, and you can still purchase cash fare. Cash fare being $2 for a single ride. I just explained about the pass removal. We're eliminating the 10 ride passes completely. They will still be accepted if you have one. Same with the 31 days. If you have one, they can still be utilized, assuming they're valid. Um, but they will no longer be sold. Uh, I explained about the reduced fare cards. They will be introduced as of tomorrow, and they can begin to be distributed. And Medicare cards. Medicare cards will no longer be accepted to get the dollar a day program. Medicare cards are eligible for the dollar per ride. I know it says day there, but that's an error. Um, Medicare cards make you eligible for a dollar per ride. So every time someone gets on and shows their Medicare card, they are entitled to a discount, but that discount is a dollar per ride. So if they have to transfer and they need to get on another bus, that will be another dollar for them to get on. If anyone that is a Medicare card holder wants the dollar a day program, they need to get a reduced fare card or disability card from Lanta. Those are the only eligible participants to receive that discount. Any questions on that?
We did have one question come in.
Okay.
If I use a transit app but wanted a smart card for cash reloading, would the reloadable smart card balances be reflected in the transit app or are they separate accounts?
That's a good question. They are separate accounts. So if you use the transit app but wanted to use the smart card for cash reloading, um, you could do that, but they are two separate accounts. So if you fair and same with fare capping, if you fare cap in the transit app, that has nothing to do with your smart card. If you fare cap in with your smart card, that has nothing to do with the transit app. They are distinct accounts. But to be clear, if you wanted to load your transit app with cash, you can do that as well. You wouldn't need a smart card to do that. You could load it with cash just like you could a smart card. They can be loaded the exact same way with the transit app or a smart card. No problem. Any other questions on that or anything I've covered so far? Right. So let's talk about phase two. Not a lot. Essentially, phase two would is supposed to happen in January. Um, Once phase twos happen, essentially cash fares will be the only fares you can pay while on board buses with cash. So if you get on a bus with $4 and you want to buy a day pass, you will not be able to purchase those day passes because they will no longer be sold on board buses. It will be $2 cash fare only come January. As a result of that, the validators will accept credit and debit cards as well as Apple Pay and Google Pay. So if you have a credit, debit card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, you could just hold that up to, assuming you have tap enablement on your card. You could just tap it on the validator. It would say valid, and you could go about your day. That is subject to fare capping as well. So if you have a credit card or debit card come January or come phase two in general, you wouldn't need to have a smart card because that essentially would be your smart card. It is subject to fare capping. It's subject to the exact same rules that the smart cards in Transit app are subject to. To be clear about the credit cards and debit cards, if every token is specific to a person, so if you have 10 people with you and you have a smart card, you will not be able to pay with it for all of those people on your smart card because the way it's set up, you need to be able to fair cap because we're implementing fair capping. You can't do kind of bundle purchases on the bus. So if you tap once, that paid for one person. If you try to tap again, it will not accept it. It'll make this loud denied chime, essentially saying that this was passed back, meaning you are not, this was not a valid fare because you just scanned this. So you can't pay for multiple people with any of the fare mediums that I discussed. That includes limited use. If you try to use a 3 hour pass or a day pass multiple times to pay for multiple people, it will not allow you to do that on the same bus. Uh, any questions on that? People, that kind of loses a lot of customers for that. Every token is to an individual. So if you have multiple people, everyone that you're with needs some level of a fare, whether it's a smart card, limited use card, transit app, or they're paying cash when they get on the bus. So that's what's supposed to happen in January. Any questions on that? This is just an overview of everything that we discussed as far as transition to account-based ticketing, discontinuation of the 10 ride passes, introduction of the reloadable smart card, reduced fare program implementation, a mobile app exclusivity, meaning we're only using the transit app, and then fare capping features where you can maximize uh, maximum fares will be established using the fare capping system. So, any questions? Also wanted to show the rider portal that we have. So let me stop sharing. So what you see on your screen is the rider portal. The rider portal is where individuals can create an account, log on to, and manage their smart card. So as you know, the Transit app, you can manage everything directly in the Transit app. You can see your history, your payment history, your rider history, everything. Now, if you have a smart card, you don't have the ability to do that on your phone. With this, you do. So essentially, I already have an account, but traditionally, you would come to the sign up. You would enter an email and create a password and click sign up, and that's pretty much it. Um, so I'll log in right now. So this is the rider portal. It's passes.atlantabus.com. This is live right now. So this is essentially is where customers can manage their account. Specific to smart card. This is not for the transit app. This is specific to smart card. So say if you have multiple people you want to buy fares for, or you have children who ride the bus a lot and you want to load their account. This is where you could do that. So you can register your smart card here. You click register, you would enter the smart card number. You can name it whatever you want, agree to terms, and click register your smart card. And you can register, I think the maximum you can register is 10. You can register 10 different tokens in the rider portal. But essentially, when you do that, you also create rider protection. So what that means is if you lose a smart card, so say you put $30 on your card and you lost it, and you come to the window and you say, "Hey, I lost my smart card. Uh, I would like to, I would like to get a new smart card, and I want the funds from that smart card transferred." If you didn't register that smart card, we can't do anything about it because we don't keep track of who we're selling what card to when it comes to smart cards. You came up, you bought the smart card, and we gave it to you. We recommend everyone register their smart card, but they are by no means obligated to. But you also lose that balance protection. So if you didn't register the smart card, we can't look up what account you have because we don't know what card you have because you never registered your smart card. Also, when it comes to registering smart cards. It also shares your balance. So essentially, if I have three smart cards on my account, if say it's me and I have a family of two, I have my wife and one child, and I just want to load their account so they can go, ride the bus. You can, once you register that, essentially everyone is sharing the same account balance, right? So if I have $100 and those three accounts are pulling from that same balance. So every time I tap, it's going to pull from that balance. That doesn't change that fair capping is only at the token level. So one person can be fair capped at a 31-day pass while the other two are not. It's at the token level. That's the important takeaway from this. But the good thing is you can manage multiple smart cards from here if you have a family that you want to manage. Instead of you happen to manually load each and every smart card, you can add them here, and then everyone's pulls from the same pool and goes from there. Also, if you lose your smart card and want to go buy a new smart card, you will have to re-register that new smart card. Every time you get a new smart card, you will need to re-register that. But this is the rider portal. So this is where you can add funds. If you want to add $5, $1, $10, $100, the maximum you can add at one time is $100. The minimum you can add is $1. But this is how you manage your smart card. If you never want to go to the transit center, you don't want to deal with any of that, you can put a card on here and you can just load your funds this way. Click continue, and then you would enter credit card information here, and that's how you would load your account uh, for a smart card. And down here are just links that takes you to the transit app. You'll see if you ride here, you'll see all of your transactions here. You can print different things out and tell you that's how it goes. Um, that's the gist of it. So essentially, once tomorrow comes, you can purchase limited use cards, smart cards, and uh, you can swap out your existing reduced fare cards. All existing reduced fare card holders can just come in and swap theirs out. If someone wants to get a new reduced fare card, they will no longer be getting the paper one. They will get the new one on the new system. The application is still exactly the same. Nothing's changed about that besides that you have to come in and present your ID to have your picture taken for your reduced fare card. And that is about all the information I have to present. Are there any questions about anything regarding Valley Ride? Also, um, if you have additional questions, you could always email them at surveycomments@lantabus.com. And we do have a survey out for Valley Ride questions specifically, where you put whatever question you have, a suggestion, and we read those, and we do get back to the people who fill out those surveys because they're helpful to let us know what we can do to assist in the adoption of the new Valley Ride system. We do have a step-by-step guide, and the step-by-step guide is live on the website and walks you through how to get a smart card, how to load a smart card, how to load transit app with cash. A lot of we got a lot of feedback saying that they would like a step-by-step guide. So we did do step-by-step guides, and we created videos to help assist with everyone going through uh, navigating the system.
We did have Craig ask, are the ticket vending machines operational now?
So we will be getting ticket vending machines. The vending machines you're referring to are probably the ones that we have in Allentown Transportation Center. Those are operational, but those are very static, uh, limited limited use ticket vending machines. But we will be implementing full scale ticket vending machines that do sell smart cards and allow you to reload and things like that. But that's not going to be till early next year, after phase two is implemented. Is there any other questions? All right, hearing none. Again, survey comments at lantibus.com. If you have more questions, we'd be happy to answer them, give you any type of information that you need, in order to help you navigate the system. Oh, one additional thing. Transportation centers traditionally do not accept cash at any of the locations, but we are going to accept cash payment for smart cards and just in general for the remainder of August, starting tomorrow, just to assist with people adopting. But after that, so this will go till August 30th because that's a Friday. Um, and then after that, cash will no longer be accepted from that point on. So just an FYI. So if there are no other questions, thank you for joining, and we'll see you out there. See you guys. Thanks for joining.